It's the penultimate MasterChef, The Professionals. After weeks of grueling competition, only the 4 best chefs remain. Now, the battle intensifies for a place in the final 3 and a chance to cook at one of the country's best restaurants.
It's a massive day. Placing the final 3 would mean the world to me at the minute.
It's been such a long journey. I want to go that bit further, but pressure's really on.
Definitely the biggest day of my career to date, so yeah, all guns blazing.
It's been a hell of a ride, and like this close to get to the final 3. I really, really wanted.
Chefs, we have a great challenge for you. We want you to take a classic dish and make it your own, stamp your personality all over it. We want creativity, originality, something different. Wow us.
You're not just cooking for a place in the final 3. We have got an incredible challenge coming up next, and believe me, you do not want to miss out. 2 hours. Let's go.
Private Chef Dan has captivated the judges with dishes inspired by his travels and heritage, including his trio of dim sum at Chef's table.
Oh, it's a huge day. I need to get it right. And these guys are going to bring absolutely everything, so I need to do the same.
Dan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very nervous. I've gone a bit rogue today, so that's kind of playing on my mind.
What are you doing? I want to know now.
I've gone away from the Asian flavours. My dish is based around a caprese salad.
Basil, tomato.
Mozzarella.
Seriously?
Yeah, and on the side, onion ash cracker with cured mackerel and strawberry tartare with a bit of Szechuan pepper in there.
Whoa.
Yes.
Back up there, back up. Is going rogue at this point of the competition a wise move?
Why not? I'm here. I'll go all in.
Not your simple tomato, mozzarella, basil salad we got here. Dan is putting a twist on it. He's making a tomato consommé. We've got pickled and marinated cherry tomatoes, a mozzarella cream. He's taken the basil part of the salad and turned that into a foam.
Onion ash cracker will sit on the side, and on there you're going to have a cured mackerel and strawberry tartare. Strawberries in this dish, I have to question. Why?
Head chef Daniel has delivered stunning Portuguese-inspired dishes, but he failed to live up to his own high standards at Chef's table.
Today is a very, very big day, especially after the performance on the last round. Literally, I have one opportunity.
What's your dish?
I'm gonna have a take on bouillabaisse. On the side, gluttony toast, a grilled toast with whipped butter and sea urchins.
What is it about fish that appeals to you?
I grew up very close to the beach, going in the markets, meeting the fishermen. That, for me, it's really who I am.
Daniel's dish is a take on a classic bouillabaisse. It is a French fish stew.
The most thing that I'm worried about is not getting that broth right. If that's not right, there's nothing.
We have got some pan-fried sea bream.
It's got fennel, saffron potatoes, and tomato elements going into this dish. And sea urchin on toast. Yum.
We've got all the ingredients for a bouillabaisse, but have we got the ingredients for a classic bouillabaisse reinvented? We'll soon see.
You have 30 minutes left.
24-year-old senior chef de partie Liam has consistently impressed with his precise, skillful cookery, but struggled in the last round with his dessert.
My classic reimagined is going to be a beef and oyster pie. I mean, for me, beef and oyster goes way back. It's a proper classic. It stood the test of time. It stood the test of time for a reason, so I don't see why it won't work here.
Explain the dish to me, please.
We've got a roasted fillet of beef, oyster and braised beef cheek pie steer.
What's a pie steer?
Well, I'm making a mix between a pie and a pastilla, so I call it a pie steer. Why not?
I've had pastillas before. They're North African, right?
Does originate from North Africa, beef and oyster. Why not put it in a pastilla?
Beef has to be beautifully cooked, moist and juicy, full of flavour. Crispy oyster on the dish too. We've got an oyster emulsion, so you're going to have more flavour of the oyster coming into the dish.
I also love the sound of this little pie steer. He's filling that with beef cheek and oysters. I mean, this just sounds yum.
Private chef Aaron has had a strong competition, and he wowed the guests at chef's table with his lamb main course.
I'm going for a dessert today, just to show another string in my bow. Just hope it pays off.
Aaron's dish is a Tatin. I am a massive fan of this dish.
To get this right today would mean the world to me. There's a lot riding on this. There's a lot of skills I need to nail. A lot of things that need to be perfect, really.
How are you going to make it your own?
The Tatin apples will be cooked in a copper pan with caramel. Hopefully look like a rose. We're not going to put a pastry lid on it today. Today is going to be a puff pastry ice cream instead.
Whoa.
We're still going to have the crunch of the puff pastry, though. I'm going to do like a milk tweel on top. It's a world-renowned classic, and if I can do it justice and maybe put a little bit of fun in there as well, then I'll be happy.
He's taking the apple and then rolling it up to make a beautiful big rose, which he's then going to roast off in caramel. I really like the sound of this.
Puff pastry element is cooked puff pastry, which is infused into the milk of his vanilla ice cream. Now, there is something different. Very interesting. Not had that take before. Looking forward to it.
Chefs, 5 minutes, please. Big 5 minutes.
Got all the elements, obviously. There's lots of little parts. It will take me a while to plate.
Don't want to miss anything out, not today.
I just hope the judges enjoy my dish. I know it's something they know very well, so they're going to be expecting a lot.
You have 1 minute left to secure your place in the final 3. 1 minute. That's it. Your time is up.
Yeah.
Got there in the end.
To secure his place in the final 3, Dan has served his take on a classic Italian caprese salad, a set tomato consommé with tomatoes marinated in garlic and thyme, mozzarella cream topped with toasted pine nuts, finished with a basil foam,
Wow.
wild garlic flowers,
I think that looks fabulous.
with a cured mackerel and strawberry tartare served on an onion ash cracker.
The tomato flavour is in a really good consommé. Wonderful. Your mozzarella creaminess is light like a mousse. Absolutely delightful. Strawberries and mackerel, really? Yes, I think so. There's a little bit of sweetness, and then you're into oily fish. I think this is sterling work.
You've completely twisted it on its head, but I'm really enjoying it. It's delightful. It's light and refreshing.
The basil foam is full of flavour and just finishes the dish off beautifully well. I think this is a beautiful piece of work from you. It's brilliant.
Thank you, Chef. I knew the risk I was taking, going completely different to what I've been doing the rest of the competition. I did everything I could today.
Daniel's take on a classic French bouillabaisse is sea bream with carabiniero prawn, saffron potatoes, confit grilled fennel, bull's heart tomatoes compressed in aged balsamic, piquillo pepper emulsion, finished with a bouillabaisse sauce. And on the side, gluttony toast, toasted sourdough, topped with coriander butter and sea urchins.
There is fantastic flavour in this dish. The bouillabaisse sauce itself, delicious. The sea bream is beautifully cooked. But I find that the potatoes are identical to what I'd get in a classic bouillabaisse. The fennel, identical to what I get in a bouillabaisse. The presentation, exactly the same as what I'd get in a bouillabaisse. So I have the flavours, but I'm not seeing your take, a reinvention of this dish.
Fish cookery, again from you, is perfect, but I have to say, it's a bouillabaisse.
Your gluttony toast is my favourite thing. The sea urchin is what really made a difference. But I would have liked more of your personality through this bouillabaisse.
Thank you, chef. I think probably the creativity wasn't enough. I tried to be faithful to what it was, and I think that was a mistake there.
Liam's reinvention of a British beef and oyster pie is roast fillet of beef with a braised beef cheek and oyster pastilla, oyster emulsion, and tempura oyster, finished with a red wine and oyster sauce. On the side, an oyster shell filled with beef tartare, crispy fried beef, pickled kohlrabi, and oyster leaf.
Fillet of beef, cooked beautifully, oyster with the lightest of batter, delicious. In that little pie, we've got some really unctuous bits of cheek and even juicier bits of oyster. Dipped inside that sauce that's still got some sweetness to it is delightful.
I keep dipping into this oyster emulsion. It's indulgent, it's full of flavour of the oysters, and it brings it all together. The tartare with the crispy beef takes the dish to another level. It's just delicious.
Thank you.
Every mouthful of this plate is beef and oyster, lapped up by a stunning red wine sauce. Once again, another cracking plate of food from you. Well done, you.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing to get to this stage and get feedback like that. I'm so excited. I'm buzzing.
Finally, it's Aaron's tarte tatin, an apple rose cooked in yuzu caramel with fresh apple petals macerated in calvados, and a puff pastry-infused ice cream with a milk caramel tuile.
It looks nothing like a tarte tatin, but it looks fantastic. I've got apple that's not too sweet, like slightly stewed, with a sweeter kind of apple salad inside. Lovely ice cream, has the flavour of puff pastry. But these brittles on top are more sugar. So it's really getting very, very sweet in there indeed.
You do have the flavours here that I would associate with tartare. I can taste the hint of calvados through the apples. When I'm eating that tuile, it's got the chewiness that I would get from that caramel. I think it's very clever.
The idea is good, it's interesting. Unfortunately, Aaron, for me, it's too sweet.
The judges' comments were completely fair. And hopefully I'll be here to make it better next time, definitely.
Great round, great dishes, great invention, fabulous food.
This is when it gets really tough. We've got 4 great chefs in the kitchen, but we've got to lose one of them.
I thought Dan's dish today was actually exceptional.
It was a huge risk, but also very clever.
It was a smart, intelligent cookery from Dan. Liam's dish, I thought, was beautifully executed. A take on a steak, an oyster pie. The little oyster shell on the side with the beef tartare was great.
That was just delicious.
Are we putting Dan and Liam through to the final 3?
I thought those 2 chefs really did stand out today.
Daniel gave us a nicely cooked bouillabaisse. I have to say, my favourite thing about this was the toast, but it didn't blow me away.
Technically nothing wrong with it, but we were looking for a reinvention of one of the classics, and I didn't see that there today.
Right, now Aaron's take on a tarte tatin. Very clever, very inventive. I thought it was a beautiful-looking dish.
It was creative, and I loved the flavours of it.
Aaron's take was without doubt different, but I found the dish too sweet. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Today wasn't my day. Hopefully that's not the demise of me, but we'll see.
It means a lot, especially at this stage. Good plate of food, but did it hit the brief?
All four of these chefs could be cooking in the final.
You know, they've come such a long way.
It is so hard at this point of the competition, when we've gotten to know you so well, to lose another chef. But it is a competition, and we have made a decision.
The chef leaving the competition is... Daniel.
Thank you very much for everything.
You have had an exceptional competition, Daniel, and I can't wait to one day come and visit you in your restaurant.
Thank you for the journey. It was unforgettable.
Thank you very much.
A bit disappointed, but also extremely happy for the experience from the beginning till the end. Journey has been absolutely incredible. I'm very, very grateful for everything. Awesome experience.
Congratulations, final three. We are now going to give you an amazing opportunity to push your food even further. We are sending you to the London restaurant of the world's most acclaimed living chef. You are going to the restaurant of Alain Ducasse.
Sweet.
Take it all in, be brilliant, do not let us down.
Mate, that's going to be sick.
It's going to be insane. Ducasse.
Was it?
In the heart of London's exclusive neighbourhood of Mayfair can be found one of the country's greatest restaurants. The 3 Michelin-starred Alain Ducasse at the Dorchester. With an empire of world-class establishments that span the globe and an astonishing 17 Michelin stars to his name, Ducasse is one of the most celebrated chefs living today and has set the standard of modern European cuisine.
I think this is such a fabulous opportunity to be learning in one of the best kitchens in the UK. What an experience.
Ducasse's revered London restaurant has held 3 Michelin stars for the last 11 years and is spearheaded by executive chef Jean-Philippe Blondet.
First time I met Alain Ducasse, I was just terrified. He was really my kind of mentor. So working in the 3 Michelin restaurant, there is a big pressure because it's something huge. The cuisine that I'm doing is a lot of emotion. My philosophy is to share my heart with my guests.
It's a 3 Michelin-star restaurant, arguably one of the best in the world. You don't get these opportunities very often. It's incredible. I can't wait.
I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, walking in there. Massive name above the door, and there's a massive amount of history in that place. Just want to get in there and get stuck in.
Good morning and welcome to the restaurant.
Pressure's going to be high, but yeah, we're here. Let's do it.
It's a big, big day, so if you're ready, you come with me and we go in the kitchen.
To help the finalists understand his food, Jean-Philippe is giving them a masterclass, where he will demonstrate 3 dishes.
Here we are using everything. The goal is to don't have any waste to all the dishes we are doing. So basically, from the skin to the roots to every single thing we use.
Central to the Ducasse philosophy is to put vegetables at the heart of every dish, which Jean-Philippe demonstrates in the cook pot, a signature dish on the menu of every Ducasse restaurant around the world.
What is very interesting here is the way how to cook the vegetable. So all the sides being adjusted to make sure that everything will be perfectly cooked at the same time. We are going to use everything. Here you see we keep the roots, we keep the leaves. And now this is a technique which is very important for you. We are going to seal the cook pot to make sure that all the flavors stay inside.
A strip of puff pastry seals the pot to create steam inside.
It is going to cook for usually 40 minutes.
The technique to cook all the vegetables the same way, I think, is brilliant. If one's the wrong shape or size, it's overcooked, it essentially ruins the rest of the dish.
And now we are just going to put a few flowers of the garden. That's it. We're here to create memory to our guests, to give them something that they can have in their head forever.
Not that my mum ever cooked anything like this, but it does remind you of home. It gives you that centering sort of comfort. Yeah, it's amazing.
So the next dish, it is a langoustine, berries, and nori leaves. In that recipe, what is very important is this object. It's a Japanese mortar. You're not going to cut the ingredients, you are going to crush them. And when you are going to crush them, you will have a different flavor coming through.
Mastering traditional techniques to extract maximum flavor from any ingredient is also key to working in the Ducasse kitchen.
We are going to do a kind of paste. We like acidity, we like bitterness, we like taste that get some character. What do you think?
I think it's crazy. I've never seen anything like that before, and it tastes incredible.
So langoustine, we just cook it for 1 minute. So after we are going to add the pea. This basically what you do, you are just create a small garden. So we have a teapot. We are going to put all the garnish inside, and basically is all the leftover or the waste. And we are going to do one infusion à la minute.
It's a pretty surreal experience being here in this kitchen, listening to what chef's got to say, showing us his philosophy. I've got to pinch myself while I'm listening to this guy, so it's incredible.
Elevating popular French dishes to 3-star status is one of the hallmarks of the restaurant. The final dish of the masterclass is Jean-Philippe's take on the classic French salad, celeriac remoulade.
Used to be my favorite salad when I was young, and I used to be so happy when I had this salad coming.
The celeriac is paired with Dorset crab to give the dish an extra layer of luxury.
The dish that my mom used to do like Sunday, basically. Just with celeriac, there is no crab inside, there is no like a simple way. And after, we are going to use the caviar.
Just a little bit of caviar then, chef.
Yeah, just a little bit of caviar. So here you have the dish.
I really like the plating, the natural shape of the celeriac, and it just falls into place just as it's meant to be. Really like it.
Yeah, the natural things is something which is very, very important for me and Mr. Ducasse. Hope you get a lot of inspiration. So I believe now that it's your turn, guys. We have beautiful larders ready for you. You can pick up whatever you will feel like. Two things. It will be based on vegetable and zero waste. So I wish you really good luck. Cannot wait.
I don't like these invention style tests. It's been my weak point throughout the competition. I honestly thought I was past it. And now to be told I'm doing it again, I'm really not sure about this. I don't know.
You'll be all right, Dan. We're in it together, mate. They're amazing. All fresh, all lovely. Loads of good smells and aromats coming off them.
The larder I've given to the chef is quite complicated because there is no dairy, there is no protein. It is challenging, but if you get inspired, can create something unique.
The finalists now have 1 hour to create a dish inspired by Jean-Philippe's philosophy.
So the inspiration behind the dish is watering tomatoes at my granddad's house. Used to have a greenhouse. As soon as you open the door, you know, you got that warmth from the tomato skin and the vines just filling the greenhouse with this beautiful perfume. So that's what I want to try and recreate.
Meanwhile, Liam is salt baking root vegetables,
This is going to go into the oven and cook for about 20 minutes, I think.
which will go with a broth inspired by a childhood memory.
After school, go around to my grandma's house. I would walk into the smell of vegetable broth cooking.
So the inspiration for this dish is for my sister's 21st birthday. I took her to her first Michelin-star restaurant. It was in Birmingham by Akhtar Islam, and he did a dish just purely based around carrots. It was probably my favourite vegetable dish I've ever had. I'm going solely carrots, but I'm hoping I can get different textures and flavours out of them and really bring them to life.
I'm going to make like a little almond, sunflower, pea and basil condiment. My granddad had a pot of mint and a pot of rosemary that would religiously grow in the garden all year round. So the mint and the rosemary is going into this.
To represent watering the garden, Aaron has made a fennel and onion water to be poured over the tomatoes at the table.
I'm going to have some fig leaf, raw apple, a little bit of basil stalk, just to get like sort of like fresh perfume going through it.
While Dan is working on one of his signature Asian-flavoured broths.
All the trimmings from the carrot, I'm going to juice it all, and all that juice goes in towards the broth. My ginger trimmings, the lemongrass trimmings, they'll go into this broth, so I'm trying to use everything I really can from this.
I want them inspired by the technique that they see, but I really need to feel their personality inside their plate.
First to serve is Liam. His salt-baked vegetables are cooked, but he has to put the finishing touches to his vegetable broth, inspired by his nan.
So I'm going to put some fresh herbs into this just to infuse last minute. And then I'm going to use the carrot tops and the radish tops as well, something I've taken on board from before as well.
He's also making a side salad of raw and pickled radish and carrot.
The raw veg is going to bring freshness, the pickled veg is going to bring acidity, and it's also going to bring texture. Yeah. Trying to demonstrate a few different ways of using vegetables. A little bit daunting, to be honest. This is the first time I've served a 3 Michelin star chef his lunch in his own restaurant.
Liam has served salt-baked carrot, turnip and baby beetroot with vegetable broth made from trimmings split with a parsley oil, and a side salad of raw and pickled vegetables and carrot tops.
This dish is inspired by going to my grandma's house for vegetable broth after school.
It smells good already. Cooking of the carrot is nice, full of flavor. Salad. I mean, it's good, it's fresh. I've got a bit of acidity coming. I like it, it's good.
It's been an honour cooking here and have you show us some of your incredible dishes, and yeah, just a massive thank you, really.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. To just cook for Jean-Philippe was super incredible. It was a tough one, it was pretty intense, but it was something else and something I won't forget.
Back in the kitchen, Dan's carrot elements are coming together.
Got a little pickle over there made using rice vinegar and apple juice. Got some raw carrots in ice water just to crisp them up. I'm just cooking up some carrots here. I'm gonna just put a bit of sea salt in them, finish in the oven. I'm really happy with the broth. I hope Chef is as well, but we'll wait and see. Obviously, first attempt, it's a new dish. It was invented today, so I'm hoping it goes well.
It looks pretty. So, how are you?
I'm very nervous right now, Chef.
Dan has served a carrot and ginger puree, topped with roasted, pickled and raw carrots, an apple, carrot and lemongrass slaw, and a broth made from juiced carrot, ginger and lemongrass trimmings with chopped parsley.
So it smells very nice. The broth is very good. It's very well balanced. It's fresh. You can feel all the trimming. Lemongrass bring a lot of flavor as well. The carrot, the acidity of the apple is coming through. I really like it. Do you feel better?
I feel a lot better now. I can breathe again. I'm relaxed now. Thank you very much, Chef. To get that feedback off like 3-star chef, like it's really good. I'm really happy.
Aaron is last to serve.
The minimising of the waste, the simplicity of it, the clarity of flavour, they're all things that really sort of resonated with me. Got some fresh almonds and then just some summer herbs, flowers. Yeah, I think it looks good. I hope all the flavours go together. Try to capture what we learnt today and sort of put my spin on it.
Beautiful.
Aaron has served marinated tomatoes dressed with an apple and fennel vinaigrette, fresh almonds, garden herbs and flowers, sat on a condiment of basil, peas, sunflower seeds and almonds, with an onion fennel water, flavoured with fig leaf, rosemary and mint.
My granddad had a greenhouse where he grew tomatoes. Walking into the greenhouse and watering the tomatoes was something that we did together. So yeah, that's my homage to that.
The condiment is very nice. It's very pleasant, well balanced. The consommé is great. I think if you have a bit of more time, you could have make it more clear. It was very great for me. I want to finish with a great dish like that.
It's been amazing. It's going to stay with me for a long time. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Opportunity like that to cook for a chef like that is, great. It's amazing. Yeah, I hope I made a good impression. Good start, I think. We've got tomorrow to mess it up.
It's day 2, and the finalists are about to face the biggest challenge of their careers. Cooking with Jean-Philippe and his elite brigade in service. Each of them will be in charge of one course, cooking for a select group of specially invited guests.
It's going to be a big day. Service is normally one of my strong points, so I'm looking forward to taking it with both hands and cracking on.
Liam will be responsible for the starter, turbot with beetroot and coffee.
Good morning, how are you today?
A little bit nervous, but ready to go.
We start first with the beetroot.
To create the delicate beetroot element, Liam will have to prepare the beetroot 2 different ways.
First, you have one going in the oven. The goal here is to remove the water from the beetroot. You have another beetroot that you are going to cook inside the charcoal to give a bit of taste, lightly burnt. So we want to have something with character.
The barbecued beetroot is made into a condiment with coffee and horseradish and is rolled within the sliced roasted beetroot.
This is a wild fennel flower. So the turbot just roasts lightly. It can go very fast over.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful the way how we are going to cook it.
To balance the complex flavor profiles, the dish is dusted with ground green coffee beans and finished with a sauce made from the turbot trimmings, beetroot, and espresso coffee.
It's coffee and beetroot, but it's not like in-your-face coffee. It's coffee that balances out the sweetness of the beetroot. Love the dish.
While Liam gets to work filleting the 8-kilo turbot,
I enjoy filleting fish, but I've never quite done it under this amount of pressure before.
Aaron has begun prepping the main course. Pigeon with sardines stuffed aubergine.
It's one of the most complicated dishes that I think I create. There is a lot of things going on here.
In service, Aaron will have to perfectly cook every pigeon to order.
You have to roast it perfectly. The skin very crispy, all color everywhere. You will have to remove both fillets perfectly.
We're going to finish with the buns of sardine because we use everything. Clean the bun, fry it. Like that, you can just eat it like a crisp. This is going on the plate. But now, the most important things will be the sauce.
The unique sauce is made by mixing a classic French pigeon jus with the heart and liver of the sardine.
But be careful because that sauce, if you are going to boil it, split.
Yeah.
Of course, my expectation is very high,
Yeah.
but I believe that you will be the one can handle it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, chef. I really do.
So let's crack on now.
Yeah. There's a massive amount of work that's gone into this, you know, it's monumental. It's a daunting task. I can definitely feel it on my shoulders.
While Aaron delicately stuffs each pigeon crown with lardo and sage.
What a better place to learn pastry than a 3-star.
Dan has made a start preparing a classic Ducasse dessert, vacherin, made with a raspberry sorbet, a meringue stuffed with a paste made with Japanese shiso leaves, a herb from the mint family.
And we are going to put the meringue like that on the top.
Dan's biggest challenge will be mastering the natural plating technique.
You press it and you turn.
Which involves shaping the raspberry sorbet into a rose.
Okay? You need to go kind of fast, because if you go too slow, it will not work.
I will practice a lot. I will have it like that by the end, I promise.
The sorbet also needs to be dusted with shiso powder
Very delicately.
and surrounded with crystallized shiso leaves.
There is a lot going on when he's going to plate it with this frozen sorbet that can melt very fast. So you need to be precise and fast.
Finally, a warm raspberry and olive oil sauce finishes the dish.
How do you feel about it?
Seems fairly simple, but it's not. It's so delicate. It's just, yeah, it looks like a beautiful dish. And hopefully, it will look like that.
With so many delicate elements to master,
This is a different kind of pressure.
Dan makes a start on piping the meringue nests, which need to dehydrate for 3 hours.
You've got to be so precise to get the shape. The piping, I'm getting better as I do more of them, but it's still not perfect, and I need it to be perfect.
There's 2 hours before the guests arrive. Liam's turbot is almost prepped, and it's time to start work on the most challenging part of the dish.
So this is the turbot sauce with the beetroot and the coffee in it. It's something I've never seen before, a sauce with coffee and beetroot, but I've tried it on a plate and it absolutely works, so yeah, I'm buzzing.
So Liam, did you try the sauce?
Yes.
Yeah, just try it. I think it's very good. Now you will have to pass it. You see there is this small fat coming up now, so you have to remove it because you have something very pure, okay?
On the main course, Aaron is using the pigeon bones to start his sauce, and also has his aubergine garnish underway.
So they've been on the barbecue about 50 minutes, constantly turning them to make sure, you know, they don't burn, but they're nice and smoky. So now we lightly press them, and then they're going to get opened and filled with the stuffing.
Back in pastry, Dan is putting the finishing touches to the meringues, and can move onto the crystallized shiso leaves.
So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm dipping these shiso leaves in a syrup. Then we're going to dehydrate them so they go nice and crispy for the dessert. Yeah, shiso is quite strong, but it's also quite a fresh flavour. First time ever using it in dessert, but like it works fantastically.
Still have an hour to get ready. Still quite a lot to achieve.
Yeah.
Now we need to be a bit more faster, organize everything. We really need to push before the big service, right?
The chef. Oui.
Joining Monica and Gregg for lunch are a selection of chefs and associates of the legendary Alain Ducasse.
Alain Ducasse is an incredible man, an incredible chef. He's known worldwide. I did my first ever apprenticeship with him, so nearly 10 years ago now.
The name Ducasse, I mean, is synonymous with the highest level of cooking. In terms of like the number of restaurants that he has opened, I don't think anyone else has ever done anything like that.
I'm guessing there'll be a lot of pressure. I think I ate here about 2 or 3 years ago, and yeah, they've got a lot to live up to from what I remember.
Back in the kitchen, preparations have kicked up a gear.
So we're making the beetroot condiment, which is going to go in the middle of the roll. It's pretty intense having every move watched by the guys that are in here. I mean, they're at the top of the game, and I just don't want to make myself look like a fool, to be honest.
The beetroot is inside the mortar, not the jacket, right?
Chef, there's a little bit left in the bowl, but most of it's all over me.
Yeah.
So we're just grilling the sardines. It's going to get passed through a tammy and then mixed through the aubergine to stuff back inside of the grilled aubergine. It's a lot of work for the aubergine. There's a lot of steps involved. Yeah, you've just got to make sure you're on top of it.
So right now I'm making a sorbet, set in them trays and then give the little rose curls a go, which I'm still dreading. So this is probably the easiest part right now.
On the starter, Liam is ready to start building his beetroot rolls.
So this is the salt-baked beetroot. We've sliced it really fine and then dehydrated it for half an hour. I'm not used to laying uneven bits of beetroot. It's kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies.
It looked great, like absolutely what we're doing usually here, so very happy about that.
Thank you.
With just 40 minutes until service, Aaron still hasn't finished the condiment filling for the stuffed aubergine.
Bit in the proverbial. I still need to stuff the aubergines and do the reduction of the pigeon. Still a lot to do.
After 4 hours of intense preparation, the canapés are being served.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And service is finally upon them.
Ready to go? I mean, ready as I'll ever be.
I'm feeling good, a bit stressed, obviously, because, you know, it's very challenging for me to try to serve all these guests, you know, with this kind of new team. I need to stay very focused and make sure that we are going to deliver the right quality.
Jean-Philippe is such an amazing talent that is running this 3 Michelin kitchen. And he's putting all his trust in our 3 finalists.
This is no leaf left unturned in the pursuit of absolute perfection.
Liam, start to serve in 5 minutes. Allez, let's go. Turbot, plancha hot.
Liam now has to perfectly sear the turbot
Nice caramelization all around.
before finishing it in a pan of foaming butter.
Liam can cook fish well. We know that. We've seen him do it. But this is serious pressure.
Be careful about the coloration.
Yeah.
I just want light color. Huh?
Enough?
Yeah, no more. This is good. And this is a bit over. You see the difference?
Yeah.
So the first one is good, the second is a bit too much. We start a new one. We're not going to serve this one.
Yeah. Chef doesn't want too much colour on the fish, so it doesn't take even 30 seconds on one side, and then just a little baste in the pan, and that's good to go. It cooks so fast.
Okay, all the canapé is gone. So now you can start to roast the pigeon. Be careful with the color, not too hot. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Aaron has to keep the pigeons moving so that every inch is evenly golden.
First time I cooked meat like this. Just got to understand completely what's going on inside that pan.
Make sure that it's color everywhere.
Understand.
Allez, allez, allez. Make sure to don't over-caramelize this one. Yeah, that's perfect. Allez, let's go.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Allez, allez, allez. Allez, let's go. Now we need to be efficient and fast.
I'd be very intrigued to see how the beetroot and coffee work together and if it balances out so it doesn't overpower the turbot.
Put the fish here. Now, you forget something here. Do you know what you forget, yeah?
Powder?
Yeah, green coffee. Allez, everywhere on the garnish. Allez, more, 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 more. Allez, the sauce, 2 jug. Service, please.
Yes, sir.
Go, 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 go. Allez, we clean everything. Now we go back with 4 more.
I think this dish looks amazing. It just really looks so delicious.
The first plate was okay. Now I want the cooking sharp. You understand the color?
Wait.
Stay focused. Last plate, I want it perfect, right?
Wait.
The pressure is now on for Liam to get the remaining dishes out to the dining room as quickly as possible.
We've got a bit more expectation now for the second round because it know everything perfectly, so let's see. 2 minutes and a half left. Not overcooked, don't forget, it's going very fast.
Wait.
Perfect. Okay, the cooking is great, the coloration is beautiful. We need to go faster. Allez, the sauce now. Is all good for you?
Oui, chef.
Are you sure?
Yeah, chef.
You missed something here. Forget some coffee powder. Allez, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. The fish, the cooking is great. I'm very happy because the last dish is perfect.
Oui.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
It is such a delicious dish. I mean, I can only imagine how much work has been put into creating that beautiful piece of beetroot there. And the sauce is just out of this world.
I think the coffee, it's balancing in there altogether, and it's doing what it needs to do without being kind of overly pronounced.
This dish is definitely all about the beetroot. The consistency and the texture of it is amazing, but it doesn't overpower the turbot, which was perfectly cooked.
Blending of strong beetroot and coffee with this fish is beautiful. Really, really clever.
I think Liam has done a great job here.
The experience has been amazing from start to finish. I'm definitely going to be taking what I've learned here forward. Everything that Jean-Philippe's taught us, yeah, been incredible.
Okay, Aaron, now the fish is gone. It will be your turn. So go, your pigeon. I want it crispy. Huh? Let's go, it's now.
A beautifully cooked pigeon for me is done on the bone. The skin has got to be beautifully caramelized.
A nice foaming butter. Huh? Let's go.
Your touch has got to be absolutely spot on. It's got to be cooked, but too much and it's ruined.
Focus on your sauce now. Allez.
While the pigeon rests,
Allez.
Aaron has to perfectly balance the sauce
This is a big, big step of the dish.
with the intensely flavored pigeon and sardine offal.
Fast, fast, fast.
What is a sardine doing with a pigeon? That intrigues me to the point where it almost shocks me.
It's good. Now it's time to take care about your pigeon now. This one is a bit over, so we're not going to serve this one.
With one of Aaron's pigeons overcooked,
See, this one is much better.
he needs to work quickly
Let's go, we are late now.
to get all the elements plated hot and on time.
To do the lines.
Yeah, you miss the line first. Don't need to think, you just go the way how you feel, be yourself on the plate. Allez, faster, faster, otherwise it will be cold.
So, yeah, the powder first, right, this one?
I'm going to show you one more.
Yeah.
You're going to put your pigeon here, the buns. Okay?
Yeah.
Allez, the sauce. Go! Allez! Okay, now we stop everything, we clean all the kitchen, and we start again, okay?
Yeah.
You breathe.
Yeah, it's an amazing dish to cook. There's a lot of elements to get ready last minute. Definitely stressful. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Don't think, don't think. Dance with the spoon, you know? Okay, we need to go faster now. Allez, now I want 100% perfect. Hein? Allez, 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 allez.
Got there in the end.
You can see the difference, huh?
Yeah.
Very happy about that plate.
Thank you.
Service.
That is quite extraordinary. Beautiful dish. Different sorts of flavours. Sardines, sage, pigeon. But it works. It really works.
Pigeon was beautifully cooked. Buttery, beautifully seasoned, and it had that sage stuffed under the skin, which really added the flavour.
I went in to have a nice bite of the skeleton. It was definitely prepared correctly and gives a nice crunch to the dish.
For me, it's the sauce that's kind of elevating this dish to something that's quite special. Fantastic.
This is a real masterclass in capturing so many flavors. I really hope that, you know, Aaron could take some of this back into our kitchen.
I think it's a massively hard dish to get right. You know, the cooking techniques I haven't done before. It's challenging, definitely. It was challenging.
With the starter and mains away,
So whenever you're ready, we go.
Yes, chef.
it's now all down to Dan to finish off the 3-star service.
So here, be careful.
When I worked for Alain Ducasse on the pastry section, these classic desserts are just tweaked, redefined. I just can't wait to see what he's done with this vacherin.
And here we are. Now is the sorbet time. So this is good, but it's upside down.
Okay,
So you can do the same. You can go a bit more deep.
Yes, chef.
It's okay, but not good enough.
Yes, chef.
But the guest is waiting. So. Yeah. Voilà, here you are. You see the difference?
Yes, chef.
And one more. Yeah, fantastic. Look at that. You need to go fast because it will start to melt.
Yes, chef.
The chips. Allez, go.
That looks great, doesn't it?
Knew I'd struggle with the Roux. It's something I haven't done before. Hoping I get the next one right.
Allez, perfect.
Yes, chef.
Allez, the same. It's better and better.
Thank you, chef.
Allez, let's go. Put everything on the path.
That sorbet is just stunning. I love the sharp notes of the raspberry. I think it's beautiful.
When you break through it and you have all of that spoonful with the raspberry and the meringue and the condiment, it's just heavenly. Faultless, completely faultless. It's delicious.
It's very light. Got to scoop the sorbet in a certain way. Pretty tricky to get that right.
Dan loves a little bit of fusion, and this shiso in with meringue and sorbet is a perfect East meets West. This has got Dan written all over it, and he's done brilliantly well.
Learned so much, and I'll take so much inspiration from here, and I might steal a few of your ideas, but I'll give you credit.
It's fine.
No, thank you so much. It's been incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was immense, and I think our 3 chefs did a fantastic job.
It was daring, it was dangerous, it was different, it was brilliant, and so were our finalists.
It was very intense, the service, but it was good. You are very passionate, determined, and thanks a lot for all what you did. So cheers, and I wish you good luck.
Cheers, chef.
Cheers, chef. Cheers.
The past couple of days have been some of the best in my culinary career. It's been hard work, it's been stressful at times, but it's been incredible.
Money can't buy the experience we've had here. It's just one more step. I think I can take it, I believe I can take it, and I hope I do.
So the whole process in this journey just grows you as a person, and I feel that's happened to me. It'll be sad to see it end, but it'll be good to put the cherry on top.
One final cook-off. We now need magic. Whoever dares is going to lift this title.
Next time, it's the final of MasterChef The Professionals.
They are going to come in here, all 3 of them, all guns blazing. We are in for a showdown.
Bit up against the clock at the moment.
Sorry. That's what we do.
For me, that is an absolute knockout of a dish.
That's a modern masterclass in classical cookery, that.
Absolutely fantastic.
Our professional MasterChef champion is